Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, and as you can see I have a witch hat on because today is finally time to do some magic. Yes guys, you heard me right. Today is when we're gonna finally invest in proper magic. No stupid just one spell like we have right now. We're actually going to do several spells and be able to gear up and get good armor and good stuff with our magic and all that. I want to mention something. You might notice I have some interesting things on my person right now. As you can see, I have a bunch of new items which are really interesting, including these boots, these bands, and all that. These are just little boosts to my power, and if you want to see where I got them from, I got them from my latest stream, the one I did. It was my first stream on YouTube, and you can see it on my channel right now. So if you guys are wondering what happened that day, yeah, a lot of stuff happened. We found many interesting structures. Nothing that crazy, just a few items, some ores, and we got some more spells, the usual stuff. Like, it wasn't anything that out of the ordinary, but we did find some crazy animals, including dragons, which were insanely OP. And yeah, so we might be able to check them out today, and if not, maybe in the future. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff to do in this mod pack. But first, let's do magic, because this is one of the strongest things in the mod pack, and if we do it right, we can get really strong. So first of all, where do we even start, Beltrix? So first of all, what we're gonna need is this, an inscription table. We've found this in several other places. It can be found in like many structures, or you can even just make it. Like, it's a really simple crafting recipe. But this is the basics of iron spells and spellbooks. Then what you're going to need is a spellbook, which I've placed here. We found this spellbook on our expedition on the stream, but you can also craft it. Yeah, there's several spellbooks you can find. You can find this one, which is the cheapest one to craft, a simple recipe, and this is the one we have, but we also found it. But yeah, this is a pretty good spell. It allows us to have 6 spell slots, and then other spell books, it gives us certain types of buffs, like for example more mana or more power on certain spells. But for right now, our spell book doesn't have any extra effects. So first, we're going to put our spell book here in the inscription table, and then we're going to grab any spell we want and we can apply it to this spell book. For example, let's check out what spells we have. So we do have a Scourge Scroll, which does 16.1 damage, which is actually really good. So, and I believe this is really similar to the one we have right here. Scorch, yeah. So it's the same spell, but just a more powerful one. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our spell book, and then we're going to put our spell and bind it to whatever slot we want. Let's just say this slot. And then we click here, and it's been bound to this spell book. If we want it to be unbound, what we do is we click here and then we remove it. We remove the spell, and we can change it to whatever other spell we want. But I like this spell, so we're going to apply it over there. And now we have this. Oh. But now I think we have to take this one off because it's different. What if I wear this one? What happens there? Oh, I could just change my spell. Okay, so we can have an extra slot. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Okay, now the other important part of iron spells and spellbooks. So we just saw how to get these spells, the one-time users one, into our spellbook. But there's another thing, very important thing, which is creating spells. And this can be done using a cauldron. And this, if you remember guys, this is something really important that we got last episode, and I forgot we actually needed this, but it came really lucky that we actually found it. But yeah, so once we have all these items, which aren't that crazy to get, this is the most expensive one and the like harder one, I think. But yeah, once we get all these items, we're going to put them like this. Boom. And then we got the Alchemist's Cauldron. This cauldron allows us to grab this spell and then use the type of ink it has to infuse another spell with it. So for example, we want to get this legendary spell, the one we got, and transform it into a legendary ink so that we can transfer it into another spell and make it stronger. So what we're going to do is place the spell like that in the cauldron, and then we put this water in here and we just let it cook. And there we go. We have a mixture of legendary ink, which is exactly 1 bottle, I believe. So now we have to grab a bottle. There we go. And now we can grab the legendary ink, giving us the strongest type of ink to create the strongest types of spells. So now, what we want is to make the hammer spell. This is the one we've always wanted. It's this one, the Spectral Hammer. And this can now be made using the Scroll Forge. This is the another really important artifact, but we're going to need Crying Obsidian and Polished Deep Slate. But these are pretty simple items. We do have a portal right outside, which has a lot of it. Okay, we have all the obsidian, and we can just grab the deep slate from right here. We got really lucky. This took me a little while to learn because it's not like a super simple way to, it's not really that well explained, but I figured it out. And that's why I'm telling you guys. And I might make a little short series explaining this whole mod pack because there's also a lot of stuff. But yeah, let's make the Scroll Forge, which was something like this. Boom, there we go. A new Age Librarian. And let's put it right there. 1 paper, 1 emerald, and the legendary ink. So we always need paper to make a scroll, obviously. So let's place all of this stuff here. And here we can see all of the types of spells we can actually get, because there's a lot of spells. So yeah, as you can see, there's many spells. So the one we want right now is the Spectral Hammer spell, legendary. Very powerful spell. And now we're going to apply it to our tome. Into the second slot, let's just give it that. Boom. We have the Spectral Hammer, which, let's just test it out real quick to show you how strong it is. Boom. Well, it's not going to break this type of, it doesn't break cobblestone, but look, it doesn't break ores either. It just breaks naturally forming blocks like gravel and stone and all that. Here, let's try it out here. Boom. Yeah, and you can see, guys, this is a pretty powerful spell because we can just pretty much spam it, as it doesn't have that much of a cooldown. And it consumes barely any mana, so that is also insane. But yeah, as you can see, guys, this is one of the best spells. And I also want to invest into another spell, which is a teleportation spell. Ooh, and let me grab this because this is really good for this mod, as it has really good properties for spell making. You can even use it to make legendary ink. Also, for clearing out terrain and all that, it's just a really insanely useful spell. Because other spells with a legendary factor, they don't really add that much to the actual spell as is. This spell with the legendary factor just makes it huge, as you can see. Normally it's a 3x3, but now it's a 5x5, by 6, which is huge. Okay, so let's continue making spells. Okay, guys, and by using other types of elemental materials, we can create other types of spells. For example, I just made a recall spell that allows us to just go back to our bed, which is going to be really useful when we go mining or anything like that. And now we're going to try to make an ice-based spell. Here I'm going to use this Ice Tomb spell because it creates this bit of a protection, and I think having a defensive spell is also really useful. Now let's see what other spells that we actually own are also useful. There is also a chance, guys, to when you're making a spell, you can actually lose that actual spell. When you're making ink, you can actually lose the scroll while making it, which is very unfortunate because you just lose that spell and the ink, but there's a percentage chance, right? So that happens. And also, guys, if we grab a common ink, for example, I'm making right now, and we add an ingot such as copper, we can make this ink an improved level of ink, like a rare ink. So in this case, if we add this uncommon ink 4 times, filling it up completely, and then we add an iron ingot to improve the level, this will make 1 rare ink, which is an improved version. And we want this to make our last spell that we're going to use, which is going to be this spell right here. Ooh, let me just see what other spells there are. Astral Sense. Well, there's actually a lot of stuff. They've added a lot of new stuff last time I've played. Summon an Ender Chest? Ooh. But yeah, we want Teleport, because Teleport is a really powerful spell. 20 block range, which is great. But yeah, we want Teleport. And let's add this to our tome in the final slot. And boom. Our spellbook is done, and we have an extra spell too, which is amazing. But yeah, let's leave all of these items here. And now we should try out all of our spells. Okay, now time to try our spells. let's begin with, well, we already tested the spectral hammer, so let's go with Scorch, which is the higher level one, which is doing a lot of, the area I think is bigger and it will do way more damage now. Then we have Chain Lightning, which we need to target like other entities. Then we have Teleport, which is just, as the name suggests, a really powerful teleport spell, which is, I think, my favorite, as it makes mobility just great, especially for escaping situations. Then we have Ice Tomb, which allows us to protect ourselves in these little encased area to keeps us safe and all that. It also heals us a bit. Now we also have what's it called? Overflow, which adds like a wave attack, I think. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't really know what it does. I'm guessing. Oh wait, that's a big wave of damage. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Does do a lot of. It does cost a lot of mana though. And then we have Recall as our last spell. Recall is also really good, as if imagine we're far away or we're in another dimension, we can just do this. Quick summoning. Boom. And we're home. That quick. And this is going to be extremely useful for when we go to space. Because yeah, I think that's going to be our next milestone, guys. Going to space. Because that's where one of the best armor in the game is. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do. But I think, guys, it's time to do some mining. As we need to get some better gear and some more ores. So let's do that. Okay guys, we're back from the mine, and this is the total haul that we got. So yeah, we got a few cool stuff. We got some uranium, which is pretty interesting. This is for like the whole nuclear reactor thing. And then we also got 34 diamonds, which is great, so we can start on that diamond armor soon. And then we also got a bunch of zinc, which is great for create, and then the sulfur, which is for the butchery mod, some iron and some other stuff like lapis and redstone, which is also going to be really useful. But let me show you the mine area that I dug, because it is huge. Look at this place. But yeah, I've saved sun diamonds so that when we have fortune, we can mine them and we can get more diamonds. But there's also this interesting ore I found, which is mithril, which we cannot mine it unless we have a netherite pickaxe. So I don't really know what that's for, so we're definitely gonna check that out soon. But yeah, now that we have all this, it's time to make our enchanting setup, which we already have an enchanting table, as we got it during our stream the other day as well. Here it is. And then we also got a bunch of books, like just everywhere pretty much. So even, yeah, up here there's a bunch of books too. And we have exactly enough. So yeah, let's set this up. And boom, level 30, we got it. Okay, now we only need XP, but also I wanted to check something out, because while using this mining spell, I've been getting a bunch of XP points, of spell points, of spellbooks and spellcasting or whatever. We got 7 points to use. So I think we're able to unlock the second tab. Yeah, there we go. We can unlock the second tab, which adds a bunch of new stuff. Okay, what is this main primary school reset? This allows you to choose another school without losing the experience. Oh, so we can choose a school then. Oh, we can choose our primary school. I understand. Okay. Oh, it makes us stronger to... Oh, and then we can unlock secondary school depending on what school we choose. Okay, so basically this is, we choose a school of magic and then we can develop it into the future, but we have to choose wisely. And I guess we can re-choose whenever we want. So let's see, which one do we want to do damage? I'm thinking fire. Firepower is really good, but I think we should also check out this magic 1 area because we can have some interesting stuff, especially with what's it called, mana, because more mana is always great. Mana regen, 5+ max mana. I think that is a great idea, having more mana. Yeah, I think we should invest over there. More mana over there. 15 more mana regen. Yeah, and I think here. Yeah, all that. And now how much mana do we have? 205 mana. That's great. Okay guys, so I have been doing a little bit of exploration off camera, as you can see here in the map. I did go a little bit over here just to check out what we had, because we hadn't really explored the west side of the map. But yeah, I didn't really find anything that interesting. There's just a lot of dragons, as you can see, which are extremely dangerous. And I also found this cool like little plains area, which is pretty nice to actually make a house. So that's worth investigating in the future. But there's also a really close dragon, which isn't the best thing because they're really strong and they can break blocks too. But I think it's time to finally make our armor. I've also done a little bit of mining off camera, but not that much. And yeah, I also did die, and that's why my levels are so low. But I figured out a way to get XP that we've already spent. So if we go here in Dexterous Arms and we degrade all the XP, we can get it back, as you can see right there. So if we grab XP from other parts, okay, so it seems we only have here in Dense Skin, which is already pretty good as is, because it already makes us more protected towards armor. Like we have more armor just as is, so that's not that worth it to remove it. But yeah, I guess we're going to have to do some XP getting, because right now we don't have much for the armor. But we can at least get the armor made and start wearing it though.
So let's get the pants, the boots, the helmet, and the chest plate.
Boom. Full diamond armor, guys. We're so back. And we're finally getting stronger, as you can see. Boom. Let's leave this armor right here because we don't really need it anymore. Yeah. And let's see if we can get some low tier enchants, at least on the armor. Because something is better than nothing, you know? Let's see what we can get. Projected protection. That's not great. Same here. Protection 1. Yeah, I'll take it. You know? Protection 2. That's good. Something is something. Protection 2 again. Bet. And then frost protection. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's see what we can get. Nature's Mend. 53. Yeah, let's get that just so it fixes. And let's see what we can get in the pants. Protection 2. Perfect. So that's a bit extra protection, which is great. Okay, peak. Let's sleep real quick. But yeah, we have to find a way to get some more XP. Because in a lot of mod packs, what they do is they have the quests, which gives them XP directly. But I think here we're going to actually have to go back to like normal Minecraft and make a farm or invest into some villagers. But I think that's going to be something for our next episode, because we finally have some diamond armor and we're finally kitted out. So yeah, I think this episode's been really worth it. Finally got some spells and got some good armor. So yeah, we're gonna leave it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.